Black Tuesday occurred on October 29, 1929, when the share prices of the New York Stock Exchange collapsed. Investors traded over 16 million shares on that day, and it ultimately started the Great Depression.
The Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States. It was created by Congress to provide the nation with a safer, more flexible, and more stable financial system. In the crash in 1929, the Federal Reserve cut money supply by a third. This was done to refuse help to careless banks, although it just made the Great Depression worse.
At first, Hoover did not help with the Great Depression. He thought it was only temporary. He thought that people should work hard, a principle of American individualism. By 1931, he realized that it was not temporary. He enacted the RFC, the Glass-Steagall Act, and the Emergency Relief Act.
During the Great Depression, half of all blacks lived in the South. Low wage and high labor was popular amongst the black population. Many African Americans during this time lost their jobs to white people. Black urban unemployment rates reached well over 50% and more than twice the rate of whites.
The Black Cabinet was started under FDR during the New Deal process. A group of African American leaders under Roosevelt advised the president on racial issues and got blacks to support the New Deal. It was very successful and got people involved in government.
There were 2 million Hispanics in the Southwest. They worked low wages and mostly worked in agriculture. When the Depression hit, many were forced to relocate to barrios and they lost their jobs to whites. The Deportation Relocation Act gathered up Mexicans to be deported back to Mexico even if they were U.S. citizens, and nearly half of all Latinos were forced to relocate.
Women had an increased responsibility as men had to go out and work and women had to fend for themselves. 25% of the workforce was made up of women, and in the 1930s, women employment increased in 50%, and there was a survivalist entrepreneurship during this time.
During the Great Depression, there was a large impact on the art and culture. Next to jazz, blues, gospel, and folk music, swing jazz became immensely popular in the 1930s. Radio also became accessible to most Americans and was the main source of entertainment, information, and political propaganda. Social realism extended the photography and depicted social injustice and economic.
Created using Powtoon.